Okay, dear, like in this group, dear students, in this group, we're going to know how to read big numbers. First of all, like I know it is easy for every student to read a three-digit number. Like if I read for you like 476, everybody know how to read this number, which is 476. So how can we read even like big numbers and make things easy for ourselves? We need first of all to divide numbers into group families. I will go and I can start with a big one, which is trillion. Okay, and we know less than trillion. We have got what? We got billion. And less than billion, we have got million. And less than million, we have got thousand. And less than thousand, we have the hundreds. But I prefer like calling it no name. Okay, I will tell you later on why do I prefer like calling it no name. Okay, these are the groups. So remember, all the time, any group has three digits. Any one contain like hundred, tens, and ones. For every one of them, hundred, tens, and ones. Even this one is also contain hundred, tens, and ones. And all the groups contain hundred, tens, and ones. Hundred, tens, ones. And the name also contain like hundred, tens, and ones. So like if you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, those are 5 groups. So you can write numbers that until it is 15 digits. So when I give you a number which is contained like so many digits, and I ask you to read it, many students they find it's hard to read it, but there is easy way to do so. All what you need to do, you just divide your numbers into groups. Like every 3 digits will be group 1, 2, 3. This is group number 1. Then 1, 2, 3. This is group number 2. 1, 2, 3. Group number 3. Then 1, 2, 3. Group number 4. And this one we could say this is group number 5. Let's say contain like 7, 1, 4. Group number 5. All what you need to know it is like to know how what each group what the name of it. The first group I said is called no name, which is hundreds, but I first say no names. The second group it is thousand, then million, then billion, then trillion. So when you need to read it, you need to read the 3 digits first. Like what are those 3 digits? This is 714, and this is 236, and this is 598, this 732, and this 615. So when you like to read all of them as one group, we know the first group is the trillion. So you will say 714. Then after you finish it, you'll say what? Trillion. Then 236. Then you will say what? Billion. Then after you finish from the billion, then you read the group after a billion, which you say what? Like 598. And then you say what? Million. Then you will say like 732 and say what? Thousand. Then when you go to the last group, you said and 615. That's why I prefer saying it or calling it no name because I don't want you to say like hundreds after you read it. You just say 615. So this number will be 714 trillion, 236 billion, 598 million, 732,000, and 650. For any number that you want to read it, we can have another number like this number, which is containing like less digit than that one. And let's see how we could do it. Like you count 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2, 3, comma, and 1, 2, 3, comma. Okay, after you make them, go and you need to memorize these groups according to this order. So no name, thousand, million, billion. So you will read it like that. You say 74 billion, then 598 million, then 623,000, and 478. So this is how you read any number that you want to read. Sometimes they could give you a number in words and they ask you to write this down in figures. I could say like what? I could say 73 trillion and 4 million. Then I could say what? 7 or 30,000 and example, let's say 4. If they ask you to write this number as digits, many students they have got like they do this wrong, but I would like to tell you one thing. You could see your first group. Your first group is trillion. Then when we start with the trillion, that means we have to write the billion and the million and the thousand and the noname. Like whenever we read a group, we make a comma. I say 73 trillion. That means 7, 3 trillion. That's mean a comma. This will be 73 trillion. Then I need to say after trillion what I have. I have a billion. Nobody mentioned billion here. So I will put 3 zeros for the billion. Because nobody mentioned billion, so there will be zeros. Then we said what? 4 million. The millions are 4. There's mean no hundreds and no tens. It's just 4 million. They say 30,000. That means 0, 3, 0. Because this group is 1,000, it has 3 digits. You don't have 100, you put 0. Any digits you don't have it, you put 0 for it. 30,000. And 4. Some people they write for me the 4 like that. No, 4 like no hundreds and no tens is 4 like that. So this number is 73 trillion and 4 million 30,000 and 4. See you in another or the next video. And thanks.